Ronaldo Nazário has finally said it out loud. What he confessed about Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo is going viral for a reason. Not because it's dramatic, because it's real. He spoke like someone who knows exactly what it feels like to be called the best, and still recognize he saw something he couldn't reach. Stay until the last minute, because that's where he drops the most brutal line of all. Before we get into what Ronaldo confessed, you need to understand who this man is and why his words carry a weight no one else can match. Ronaldo Nazário wasn't just a great striker. He was the striker who redefined what it meant to be a number 9. Olympic sprinter speed, Brazilian beach technique, bull-like power, and a finishing ability that defied all logic. 2 World Cups, 2 Ballon d'Ors, the top scorer in World Cup history for years. Impossible goals for Barcelona, Inter, Real Madrid. Ronaldo was called the phenomenon. Not because of marketing, but because when he stepped onto the pitch, things happened that shouldn't have been possible. Dribbling past 5 defenders, goals from impossible angles, speed with the ball that no body should be able to produce. But what makes his testimony even more valuable is this: Ronaldo lived the transition. He was teammates with Zidane, Figo, and Roberto Carlos at Real Madrid. He shared a locker room with the old guard of the Galacticos. And then he saw the new era arrive, the era of Messi and Cristiano. Ronaldo didn't watch this story from the outside like we did. He lived it from the inside, first as the main character, then as a privileged witness. When Ronaldo Nazário talks about these 2 monsters, he doesn't speak with envy. He doesn't speak with nostalgia. He speaks with the authority of someone who understands greatness because he reached it himself. And that perspective is priceless. Ronaldo's first confession is about Cristiano, and what he says breaks every expectation. Cristiano arrived at Real Madrid in 2009, when Ronaldo Nazário had already left the club but was still connected as an ambassador and a historic figure. Many people expected rivalry, awkward comparisons, wounded ego, but Ronaldo confesses something completely different. The first time I trained with Cristiano, I was in shock, he says. Not because of his talent with the ball, but because of something he had never seen in his career: his mentality. Ronaldo Nazário was a natural genius. Talent ran in his blood. But Cristiano was something else. Cristiano built his greatness brick by brick, with a sick, obsessive drive. And here comes the most impactful confession. Ronaldo admits, "I was talented. Cristiano is a worker. I had the gift. He created it." And Ronaldo says that is even more impressive than natural talent, because talent is genetic, but obsession is something you give yourself every morning when you choose to get up before everyone else. Then came the numbers that challenged reality: 50 goals in a season, 55, 60, records falling like dominoes. Ronaldo confesses, "In my best years, I scored 30 to 35 goals, and I was considered extraordinary. This guy doubled that season after season. And the most terrifying part wasn't that he did it once. It was that he never stopped." The most revealing confession: Cristiano turned his body into a machine. "I had injuries that destroyed me because my body couldn't handle my style of play. Cristiano redesigned his body so it could handle everything. Perfect diet, perfect rest, perfect training. That's not talent. That's iron will." Ronaldo admits Cristiano's presence changed Real Madrid forever. He didn't have to talk much. His example was stronger than 1,000 speeches. If he trained until collapse, nobody could afford to train halfway. That silent demand raised the entire club. But if Cristiano surprised you, wait until you hear what Ronaldo confesses about Messi. This is where his voice changes, where the tone becomes almost stunned, where he admits something very few legendary strikers dare to say out loud. Ronaldo saw Messi from the beginning at Barcelona. He studied him, analyzed him, faced him in Clásicos when he was still playing, and then kept watching as a fascinated observer. And the confession comes straight and brutal. "Messi reminded me of myself, but in an upgraded version." The comparison is devastating. Ronaldo explains, "I dribbled with speed and power. Messi dribbles with time and space. I needed physical explosion. Messi only needs half a meter and half a second. I was fast. Messi is impossible to read." And that difference is massive, coming from someone who was considered the best dribbler of his generation. Admitting this isn't easy, but Ronaldo confesses, "I watched videos of myself against defenses, and I watched videos of Messi doing the same. Technically, he is superior. The precision of his touches, the control in minimal spaces. The peripheral vision. Everything is a level I never reached. The most shocking confession. Messi does things I tried my entire career and couldn't master the same way. The perfect first touch into space. The dribble in a single touch. The change of pace without losing the ball, I did it well. Messi does it perfectly and repeats it 50 times per match without failing. Ronaldo says what's most disturbing about Messi is the consistency. I had magical matches where I felt unstoppable, but I also had normal matches. Messi has that magical level every damn weekend for 15 straight years. That's not human. And then comes another brutal confession. Messi isn't just technically superior. He's mentally stronger than Ronaldo ever was. Ronaldo admits injuries broke him mentally at certain moments. Messi had injuries when he was young, changed his body with treatments, and never dropped his level. Never made excuses. That mental strength is terrifying. Now comes one of Ronaldo Nazario's deepest confessions, the one that truly summarizes what it meant to witness that unique era from his privileged perspective. When people ask him about the differences between Messi and Cristiano, Ronaldo doesn't talk about statistics. He talks about philosophies of football. Cristiano is proof that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work. Messi is proof that worked talent is unbeatable. That sentence explains everything. Ronaldo continues, Cristiano took his natural talent, which was good but not extraordinary, and multiplied it by 1,000 through obsessive work. Messi took an extraordinary talent and polished it to perfection. The key confession: if I had to build a striker from scratch, I'd give him Cristiano's mentality and Messi's talent. But the problem is, both of them have both things at insanely high levels. Cristiano has more talent than people think, and Messi works harder than people imagine. Ronaldo remembers conversations at Real Madrid when both were at their peaks. The numbers were insane. Messi scored 70 to 80 goals in a year. Cristiano answered with 60. It was mathematical madness. Ronaldo confesses, in my best years, with 40 goals, I was the best in the world. These guys doubled that. And they were doing it to each other. One pushed the other into unexplored territory. The most emotional confession: I was the best of my era, but they are the best of all eras, and they are because they showed up together. If Cristiano had been born in another generation, he would be the greatest without debate. If Messi had been born alone, he would be untouchable. But they were born together, and that made them even greater. Ronaldo confesses the Messi-Cristiano rivalry did something no other rivalry ever achieved. It changed the standards of excellence forever. Before them, 30 goals in a season was extraordinary. After them, it's barely decent for a great striker. They moved the goalposts of what's possible. And the definitive confession: the rivalry wasn't media hype. It was real. They pushed each other without speaking. Every Messi goal was a challenge to Cristiano. Every Cristiano record was a dare to Messi. And football won because both kept raising their ceiling. Ronaldo admits something few expected. Part of me envies that rivalry. I was great, but I was great alone. I didn't have someone pushing me every week the way they pushed each other. Who knows what numbers I would have put up if I'd had that direct competition my whole career. The most revealing confession about the impact: these two didn't just change football. They changed what it means to be a professional. Now every young player trains like Cristiano, wants Messi's talent, and chases the longevity of both. They redefined the entire profession. And now we arrive at the confession everyone was waiting for, the one Ronaldo kept for years, and finally decided to share with no filters. When he's asked directly who was better between Messi and Cristiano, he doesn't answer diplomatically. He doesn't dodge the question. He responds with brutal honesty from his unique experience. Cristiano is the perfect example that mentality can take you further than pure talent. What he achieved is inspiring because anyone can try to replicate his work ethic, even though very few will succeed. But when he talks about Messi, Ronaldo lowers his voice, and the confession lands clear and absolute. Messi is the closest thing to football perfection I've ever seen in my life, and I played with Zidane, with Ronaldinho, with all the greats. The most shocking confession of all: if I had to choose one to win a match, I would choose Messi. If I had to choose one to build a team through mentality, I would choose Cristiano. But if you ask me who is the better footballer, my answer is Messi. Ronaldo explains why. Cristiano maximized his potential to 200%. It's admirable, it's unique, it's incredible. But Messi's ceiling was higher from the start, and he maximized it too. So, mathematically, Messi reached a higher level. It's not disrespect to Cristiano. It's recognizing Messi as a genetic football anomaly. And the final confession, the most brutal one. I was called the phenomenon. But if anyone truly deserves that title, it's Messi. Because I had phenomenal moments. Messi was phenomenal every week for 15 years without stopping. Ronaldo Nazário was a legend long before Messi and Cristiano exploded. He won World Cups, Ballon d'Ors, changed football with his style. But even the greatest legends know how to recognize when something appears that surpasses even their own achievements. Cristiano Ronaldo was willpower turned into greatness, living proof that obsession can break any limit. Lionel Messi was pure talent polished into perfection, the genius who makes the impossible look simple. And Ronaldo Nazário, the phenomenon, had the humility and greatness to admit it without envy, without jealousy, with the honesty of someone who knows the summit because he stood there too. That's not something any fan, any journalist, any commentator can say. Only someone who was considered the best can recognize he witnessed something even greater. Ronaldo's confession doesn't close the debate. It elevates it to another dimension. Because in the end, what he's telling us is deep and simple at the same time. He was great, but they were different. They touched a level football had never seen and probably will never see again. If this confession hit you as hard as it hit me, leave your opinion in the comments. Do you agree with Ronaldo Nazário? Do you think Messi is superior, or do you prefer Cristiano? And don't forget to subscribe, because soon we'll bring you more confessions from legends who lived football at its highest expression.